Boom. Hey, check that out. Right there, that's me. How's it going, guys? Token Vaping. So today's juice review is another flavor in an ongoing line that has just blown up and taking the vaping world by storm, in my opinion. Once I started seeing them, it pretty much started seeing them everywhere, and people are just talking all sorts of positive support for this company. One of their flavors actually just won an award, I believe, from Sample Box. So it's a pretty good company, to safe to say, and they definitely know what they're doing. The company is 5-0, right there, 5-0 e-liquids. And the flavor I'm doing a review on today is Detective Fat Bastard, which is a glazed Bavarian custard style donut. Just kind of a play on the basically police and donuts. Completely meant in a harmless way. It's meant more in a comical, fun way. But this is the flavor that I'm doing today, and like I said, it's a Bavarian custard donut topped with a glaze. So we'll definitely jump into this. It is, of course, always going on fresh cotton that I do for all my reviews, and the cotton line that I choose is Texas Tough Cotton. A couple of different variations, all the same great company. Quick and easy to use, little to no break-in time. I'm just a big fan, been using it pretty much since I started doing reviews, and I always have that link in the comment box below. So we're going to pop this open, and as you can see, it does come in a pretty much the standard chubby gorilla style bottle that pretty much everybody uses. It does have the safety lock ring on this, so we're going to pop that open. You hear that crack, so you know that you are the first person to open it. Very, very strong custard smell. If you've never had a Bavarian cream donut, it's a heavy, hearty custard style flavor. It's actually a really good donut if you like that style. I'm a big custard person in general. I don't eat donuts a whole lot in general. I don't eat a whole lot of sweets in general. So being able to vape it is actually a godsend for me. Basically all the flavor and all the enjoyment, you just don't get the calories. But I will be curious to see how hearty or rich of a style flavor this goes with, and whether or not it's more on point or if it's going to have a really sweet aftertaste to it. Because nowadays a lot of people are really cautious about that overly fake taste, because they're not fans of the sweetener and stuff, and a lot of companies are trying to avoid using it. So we will see. Just get a little pre-burn going. Get that juice flowing in there. Okay. Off the burn, the smell definitely has a much more closer resemblance to a custard-filled donut, even down to that almost chocolate-style glaze that's on top. If you've ever smelled one, you'd know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and cap this up. And as always, I'm hitting about 75 watts. And this is Detective Fat Bastard from 5-0 Liquids. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick re-drip, and that's just simply to make sure, because as always with fresh cotton, sometimes the juice hasn't had a chance to work into the cotton yet, so you may get too much of a flavor and it hasn't had a chance to fully soak in, or you may not get enough of a flavor because it hasn't had a chance to soak in. So I'm going to go ahead and take one or two more vapes on it just to see if what I tasted on the first couple of vapes is in true fashion of the flavor, or if it changes up a little bit. Okay, so Detective Fat Bastard. Like if you've seen the review I did on one of their other flavors, it's a solid flavor. A definite solid flavor. The Bavarian cream, the custard of it is tremendous. It is so hearty. It is so rich. It is so fulfilling. and it's smooth. It's not overpowering. It's not too rich to where you feel like after a couple of vapes, you feel like you swallowed like half the bottle and you're like, okay, I can't vape that for a while. It is strong enough of a flavor that lasts in your mouth, but it is so smooth that it just melts in your mouth basically, to where you want to keep vaping, or at least I would, to keep that flavor going. Now everybody does have a different taste preference and sensitivity to flavors, so for some people it might seem a little much. I would give it a little bit more time and work into it, because like custards and heavy cream flavors, they're going to seem like that right off the bat, but after you vape them a little bit, it does mellow out. The aftertaste is what impressed me, because if you've ever had a glazed donut, you don't really get, or at least for me, the few times that I've eaten the donut, you don't really get all of that glaze right off the bat. It's more of what, especially when it's a filled donut, whatever is the donut is filled with is the bulk of your flavor. The aftertaste is where that glaze hits, because it basically kind of coats the back of your mouth, the back of your tongue, so that's pretty much the last thing you taste. And if you've ever had like a chocolate glazed donut, this has that just enough on the exhale, and that right on the back of your throat, it just has enough of that exiting flavor of the chocolate to give it just enough of a different type of sweetness to change it up just slightly, that makes you again want to keep vaping this flavor, especially if you like, you know, treats like that, and it just makes you want to keep vaping it because you know you can vape it and it's not going to affect you. The pastry aspect of it, if somebody's looking for the actual donut flavor, I would probably say you're not really going to pick it out. It's more of like an underlying accent to the flavor, which is okay, because the custard and the glaze after taste, the exhale, more than makes up for that. Pastry just kind of has a lighter flavor to it anyway. It's really hard to narrow down that pastry dough. But the custard and the glaze are the stars of this flavor, and it definitely shows, and it definitely rocks in this flavor. My hat's off to the amazing mixologist or whoever is making these flavors, because they are definitely doing their homework and definitely taking the time, and it shows in the quality of these flavors. Like I said, these are available in a 60 ml bottle, which is this size right here. It is a 70-30 mix, so you get a really good mix of flavor and vape production, as you saw in the clouds on my vape. It does have all the warning and ingredient labeling that is standard here. Name of the flavor, what the flavor is basically supposed to be, and then the cute little comic type figure that's on there with the name of the company like this. It is available in a 0, 3, and a 6, and you can find this line and a few other flavors that 50 Liquid is responsible for as well on 50eliquid.com. It's 5 and the 0 e-liquid. I made the mistake of trying to do the capital O, and it doesn't recognize it that way, but if you just use the 0, it'll pop it up. They're also on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, and I believe they're on Pinterest as well. But definitely check out this line. Everything that you've heard about this line is pretty much true, and I can attest for at least the 2 flavors that I've done reviews on. I do have a couple other flavors from this company that I will be doing reviews on further that were sent to me for these reviews. I look forward to trying them as well. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do myself to help further enhance your vaping experience and make it more enjoyable for you, it's the only reason why I do this. So reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, concerns, a particular video that you'd like to see done. I will do everything in my power to make that happen. Until next time, thank you always from the bottom of my heart for all the support and the viewing that I've received, and people clicking that red subscribe button. It means everything to me. Always truly love yourself. Vape on, vape strong. Have a good one, guys.